right, again, make sure you're writing all of them down so you are ready to go for your test on Friday. So I'm going to show you a little video about cause and effect and compare and contrast. And there's going to be 2 videos here. And the first one we're going to do is cause and effect. And it goes through different strategies that you can have when you are reading.
Good grammar and spelling.
And then we will go through compare and contrast, and we'll read a passage and talk about the difference and similarities between them.
Are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
identify cause and effect. Identifying cause and effect in texts is important as it helps us to understand the events that are happening. It helps us to understand what's happening and why it's happening. A cause happens first. It's why something happens. To find the cause, ask, why did this happen? An effect happens after the cause. It tells us what happened. Let's look at some cause and effect relationships. It rained. Carolina got wet. It raining is the cause because it must have occurred first, and because it tells us why Carolina got wet. Carolina getting wet is the effect because it had to have happened after the cause, and it tells us what happened. Here's another example. Phil stayed up late. Phil was tired in the morning. Let's start by looking for the cause, which happens first and tells why. That's right, Phil staying up late. Which happens after the cause and tells us what happened. That's right, Phil was tired in the morning. This is the effect. Cause and effect relationships occur every day. For example, if you study hard, you'll get better grades. Forget to use sunscreen on a hot day, you'll get sunburnt. Play in the mud, get muddy. An easy way to spot cause and effect relationships in books is to look out for signal words. Cause and effect signal words tell the reader that there might be cause and effect occurring. Here are some cause and effect signal words and phrases you might come across. Now, see if you can spot signal words in a text, and then work out which is the cause and which is the effect. Wendy was feeling sick, so she stayed home from school. Can you see the signal word? That's right, so. Now let's work out which is the cause and which is the effect. Remember, a cause happens first, but not always first in the text. And it answers the question, why did this happen? The cause must be Wendy feeling sick. It had to have happened first, and it answers the question, why? Why did she stay home? We know Wendy staying home from school must be the effect, because it happened after cause, and it tells us what happened. Wendy stayed home. Let's look at this sentence. Can you find a signal word or phrase? The swimming carnival was cancelled due to bad weather. The signal phrase is due to. What is the cause and what is the effect? See if you can work it out. How did you go?
So
the cause is the bad weather because it was the event that happened first, and it tells us the why. The effect is the swimming carnival being cancelled because it happened after the cause, and it tells us what happened. Try some more on your own. In each sentence, identify the signal word or phrase and decide which is the cause and which is the effect. The children were hungry because they had it all day.
Perfect. So let's do this one, and I'm going to talk through this with you. So remember, cause comes first, and then effect will come second. So the sentence, the children were hungry because they hadn't eaten all day. So what happened first? Were they hungry first, or did they not eat all day? So the cause would be coming first, which means they hadn't eaten all day. Because they don't start out hungry. They're hungry because they hadn't eaten all day. So the cause is they hadn't eaten all day, and then the effect is going to be hungry. Let's see if we are correct.
Because signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect.
Woo.
Since the class worked so hard, the teacher suggested a game.
So here we go. So since the class so hard, the teacher suggested a game. So let's see what came first. Did the class work hard, or did the teacher suggest a game? In this case, the class was working hard first. And because they were working hard, the teacher suggested a game. So the cause that came first is the class worked so hard. And then the effect is the teacher suggested a game. Let's see if we're right.
The word since signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect.
Woo!
Max said he cancelled the race if the track was wet.
Perfect. Let's try this one. So Max said he'd cancel the race if the track was wet. So what comes first? Did he cancel the race first, or is the track wet? So the track is wet, and that caused him to cancel the race. So the cause is the track is wet, and the effect is he canceled the race.
The word if signals cause and effect. This is the cause, and this is the effect.
Woo! Nice.
Spotting cause and effect is easy.
Perfect, guys. All right. So now
EasyTeaching.net.
we are going to do compare and contrast, and it's pretty similar to an effect, and we're going to watch a pretty similar video, and then after this I'm going to go into vocabulary, because these videos are awesome because they give great examples already in the video. Skip the ad.
Compare and contrast. An important skill with reading is being able to compare and contrast. It helps us to organize information more efficiently. It's also an important skill in our everyday lives. What does compare and contrast mean? To compare means to identify similarities between two or more things. To contrast means to identify differences. As an example, we're going to use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast lions and zebras. A Venn diagram is a useful tool to help organize similarities and differences. We might note some similarities, such as both animals have 4 legs, they're both found in Africa, and both are mammals. As for differences, zebras are black and white, lions are a yellowy gold. Zebras migrate, lions don't. Lions eat meat, they're carnivores, while zebras eat plants, they're herbivores. We can use the term comparing more broadly to refer to find both similarities and differences. Authors often compare and contrast ideas and subjects with texts, and it's our job to make sense of the comparisons they've made. Identifying signal words within texts makes comparing easier. Let's have a look at some words that authors use to compare and contrast. These words or phrases are used to compare, in other words, to highlight similarities. Also, 2. Similar, both, alike, same, similarly, in the same way. For example, lions and zebras are alike in that they are mammals. These words or phrases are used to contrast, that is, to highlight differences. But, different, differ, in contrast, whereas, on the other hand, however. For example, zebras are herbivores, whereas lions are carnivores. Here is a text comparing two video game systems, the GameStation 4 and the Pocket Play. Can you see any compare and contrast signal words? Pause here while you...
All right. So I'm going to read this to you, and then we will talk about the signal words. So the gaming news. 2 new video games have been released this week. The GameStation 4 and the Pocket Play. So I think you can kind of figure out what 2 of these are. They can't use the real name of the video game system because of copywriting. So I thought that was kind of funny. You can kind of figure out what the 2 are with the pictures. So the main difference between the 2 devices is that the Pocket Play is portable. The GameStation 4 is designed to be played at home as it needs to be plugged into a TV, whereas the Pocket Play can't be carried around to play on the go. Both are powerful devices. However, the GameStation 4 offers more memory, which means better graphics. Unlike the GameStation 4, the Pocket Play is different and is available in different colors. The GameStation 4 is able to connect to the internet, so you can play against your friends all over the world. Similarly, the Pocket Play offers online play. The GameStation 4 already has a huge library of 32 games, and it will play all of your favorite DVDs. In contrast, the Pocket Play has a smaller library and does not play DVDs. So, when I'm trying to figure out if there are some similarities and differences, I'm going to look to see and find some key words. So I found one here with the main difference. If you see the main difference, this is contrasting, okay? And we're comparing, sorry. I get those two kind of confused. But when we are comparing, we are looking to find the difference between the 2. So then it goes into there's a signal word here where it says whereas, because that is going to be comparing the 2 there. When we are trying to find similarities, if you find words like both, that is going to be a similarity between there. There's a signal word here if you are comparing the 2. Unlike also is going to be comparing the 2 as well. But a word like similarly, that means that they're talking about both of them. And then in contrast here, sorry, I was right first. When you're contrasting, those are the 2 things. You're contrasting and trying to find the differences. Compare is seeing what is similar between the 2. For some reason, I get kind of confused with those 2 because to me, they both sound like you're comparing them and they're different. But in the case we're talking about, when we contrast, they are going to be 2 different things. And when we compare, it's going to be similarities between the 2. So let's see if we are right with our signal words.
Here's one. The word unlike tells us the author is identifying a difference. Can you see which difference the author is referring to? It says the Pocket Play is available in different colours. This means the GameStation 4 is not. Here's another signal I found. However, this word tells us the author is identifying another difference. The Game Station 4 has more memory and better graphics than the Pocket Play. Here's another signal word, both. It tells us that there is a similarity. Can you see what it is? They are similar in that they are both powerful. I also found the word similarly. This word tells us that the author is highlighting how the two systems are similar. They both have online play. There are more similarities and differences. Not all of them have signal words identifying them. Pause here while you look for more.
We're going to keep going.
Here are the similarities and differences I found. Which system do you think you'd prefer? Why? Justify your answer.
And if you want to put your answer to that question, which one you would rather have, you can use the actual name in the discussion. So if you want to say like a PlayStation or Xbox or a Nintendo Switch, you can. I want to know which one you would rather have, and maybe like you can compare them to each other in the discussion.
By comparing the two.
Perfect.